I'm a nutritionist, and here are 3 easy, healthy pasta recipes that you can make just using a blender. We've got my smoky roasted red pepper and harissa pasta, my super greens broccoli pesto, and my creamy carrot and miso. These are gonna be some of your midweek pasta night favorites, when you want minimal effort, minimal cooking, but super nutritious recipes on your table in under 15 minutes. Let me show you how to make them. Kicking things off, let's make my super greens blender pasta. It basically contains all of those gorgeous greens in a sort of pesto style sauce. In this goes some pre-cooked broccoli, so this can just be leftovers that you have from your dinner the night before, or you can just quickly steam or blanch this. Loads of baby leaf spinach for all of those key antioxidants, iron, vitamin E and K. Lots of fresh basil for that gorgeous aromatic pepperiness and that nod to the pesto flavour. Pine nuts, which are a fantastic source of healthy fats and are again going to nod to that pesto feel. Spring onions to give that oniony hit. Key fiber types which nourish your gut microbiome, but the beauty with these is that you don't have to cook them. They're actually really, really nice fresh. A little bit of Parmesan for calcium, healthy fats, an extra little boost of protein, and then anchovies. All the fats in these ingredients are going to help boost the absorption of the nutrients in all of the greens. Fat and vegetables go hand in hand together. So whenever we're thinking about putting together healthy, balanced meals, you have to make sure that you include your fats. If you don't, you're going to be missing out on a gorgeous array of antioxidants, skin-loving vitamins and minerals, because we need fats to be able to absorb them. Notably, vitamins A, D, E, and K, as well as key antioxidants, all require fat to be absorbed. Another fun fact is that because you eat the bones in anchovies, you're also getting a fantastic source of calcium and phosphorus, which in turn is going to help your bones stay strong. As I said, the theme of this video is blender sauces. So all I'm gonna do is literally stick every single thing into this blender, blend it up, and then fold my pasta through, and I've got a delicious, nutritious, healthy pasta recipe that requires minimal effort. So into my blender pot, I'm just going to add some of that broccoli. Broccoli is what we call a cruciferous vegetable, which means that it contains key sulfur compounds. And these sulfur compounds are so good for detoxification, immune health, gut health, and we often connect them with longevity. A big handful of that spinach, and then a spring onion, which I'm just going to top and tail, cut into a few chunks into the blender. Now, because today is all about speed, I am going to be using some garlic granules, and because I'm not going to be cooking this sauce for very long, if I use raw garlic, it may be a little bit too repetitive. I'm sure there are some people who would like that, but I'm just going to make this ultra easy and use some garlic granules. Then that lovely hunk of Parmesan, I'm just going to chop up into little chunks. If your blender isn't very powerful, I would actually recommend grating the Parmesan into the blender. Some anchovies. These add such amazing salty umami, but again, they are still a proper little superfood. So I'm probably going to use about 5 or 6 anchovies in there. And because these are stored in extra virgin olive oil, I'm actually going to add a little bit of that anchovy oil to this, which is just, again, going to enhance that lovely deep flavour. Even if you don't like anchovies or you feel like they're too fishy, try them in this. I promise you, you won't be able to taste them. They just add lovely umami, and anchovies and broccoli are best friends. A big handful of basil, which I'm just going to load into there. About a tablespoon of pine nuts. You can toast these if you want to, just to help bring out those lovely aromatic flavours. Generous pinch of salt. Then what I like to do is actually reserve a little bit of the pasta water, add this, because what it's going to help do is create what we call a emulsification, which is basically where the fats combine with the liquid to create a lovely silky sauce. It doesn't always mean you have to add loads of extra oil. Pasta water can do that same kind of glossy, thick effect. So just blending this all up now. Just left with the most amazing, vibrant green. So what we're gonna do now is have a little look. It's like pesto-y, but it's got that punch from the anchovies, that lovely verdant green taste from the spinach, the basil, the broccoli. This is an absolute superfood pasta sauce, but it still tastes like something that you get in a restaurant, which is what I always absolutely love. So what I do now is I've got my cooked pasta in a pan, tip that into my pasta. And that is recipe number 1, super greens, blender pasta sauce. Quick, simple, delicious, easy for you to rustle up midweek. It's so full of umami from those anchovies. Perfect pop of basil and parmesan, those pine nuts for that pesto feel, that main component being broccoli in the base, but it doesn't just taste like a broccoli pasta. If I ordered that in a restaurant, I would be a very happy customer. So recipe number 2 is my Glow Getter blender pasta sauce. This basically contains loads of lovely vitamin C, really, really good for your immune system, your overall skin health. In this is a jar of roasted red peppers. I love to stock up on these. You'll keep these in your store cupboards for ages. They taste absolutely delicious and they just save so much time, especially if you have to prep your pepper, roast it. That's gonna add another 20-30 minutes onto your cooking time. So buying it like this means that you can literally just blend them into that sauce and you're gonna be getting something that's smoky and delicious. Then some sun-dried tomatoes. These are gonna add that amazing flavor enhancement, that kind of salty Mediterranean punch that the anchovies actually gave in the last recipe. I love to use kind of natural flavor enhancers like this. Things like olives, capers, sun-dried tomatoes, anchovies, all of these things add that natural umami, but there's still loads of nutritional benefits from using them. Antioxidants, especially things like lycopene, which is what actually makes peppers and tomatoes red. That lycopene is a potent antioxidant, anti-cancer effects, and will actually settle within your skin layers to help protect you from UV rays. For an extra little bit of punch, protein, calcium, I'm gonna be incorporating some feta. This is just gonna melt into that sauce and give that lovely creamy hit. Finally, what this really leans into is a little bit of spice. So I'm going to be incorporating some rose harissa paste, but any harissa paste works well, and also some chili flakes. This lovely little combo isn't only just going to give extra flavor, but it's also going to help satiation, making you feel nice and full, stimulate your digestive system, and make this a lovely, satisfying bowl. I'm actually going to be using my small little blender pot for this because we don't have as much volume from the broccoli one. Taking probably about 2 or 3 of those peppers, putting them into the blender. About 3 or 4 of those sun-dried tomatoes, with a little bit of their oil, wedge of feta, a good teaspoon, heaped teaspoon of that harissa paste, sprinkle of garlic granules, a little bit of those chili flakes for extra heat, tiny little bit of acidity to this, and sweetness through a bit of balsamic vinegar. As before, a little splash of pasta water to help that emulsification. And you're left with this kind of gorgeous orange, beautifully silky sauce. Oh, it just smells amazing. It is so good. It's fresh, vibrant, got that kind of salty, creamy, smoky, spicy. This isn't just a good pasta sauce, this is a fantastic protein sauce. So if you're doing a nice piece of fish or a nice piece of chicken, this sauce will be an amazing base. Red pepper sauce. And just serve up that gorgeous, glossy, thick, unctuous sauce. I like to just warm these sauces through slightly. It does just help all of the flavors meld together and it gives you that opportunity to just really coat the pasta. An extra little crumble of feta. And that is it, literally from blender to plate in under 10 minutes. Loaded with vitamin C, those lovely smoky red peppers, you've got those sun-dried tomatoes, the aromatic harissa paste, creamy feta for that hit of protein and calcium, a little bit of spice from the chili. The thing that is so insane about these is they just pack so much flavor. Smoky, salty, a little bit sweet from the peppers and the balsamic. Harissa is just one of my favorite things to use. I know it's a little bit expensive for people to buy for the first time, but you'll keep it in your pantry cupboards and you'll use it again and again and again. It features in so many of my recipes for a reason. It's just super versatile. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, even snacks, you can incorporate it. Okay, so last but not least, it is my carrot and miso blender pasta sauce. I love this combination. When I first met my husband, he was actually a vegan, and this was inspired by a dish that he used to make, which basically had this kind of creamy cashew nut carrot sauce. So into this, we've got some cooked carrot. Again, it can be left over from dinner the night before, or you can just quickly steam it. We've got some miso paste, white miso paste. We've got cashew nuts, which just add a lovely creaminess. I am gonna be adding a little bit of extra Parmesan just for that umami punch and kick. Then onion and garlic granules for ease, because I really want this to be as kind of little cooked as possible. And then some lemon zest and juice, just for a little bit of that brightness. Carrots are really high in something called beta carotene. Beta carotene is basically a plant-based version of vitamin A. And vitamin A is really important for cell turnover, cell cycling, which means it's really important for your skin and skin preservation, as well as your eye health and your vision. And beta carotene is basically what makes carrots orange. But in order to absorb beta carotene, we need fats. So that's where blending it in with cashews can really come into play. You get all of those gorgeous, lovely, natural, healthy fats. You get that fiber content, and cashews are also a fantastic source of magnesium. Into my mini blender, I'm just gonna add those carrots, then about a teaspoon of, oh, I spy him. Then about a teaspoon of miso, a small little handful of cashew nuts, sprinkling of garlic, some of those onion granules, grating of Parmesan, and then the zest of a lemon. And this is just gonna give that lovely little kick of brightness, just to cut through all of those salty elements like the miso and the Parmesan. Back with my pasta water, and a crack of pepper and salt. The most gorgeous kind of sunshine yellow sauce. Oh, it smells so good as well. Carrot and miso are literally best friends. Every single time I eat one, I'm like, that's my favorite. And the next one I make, I'm like, no, that's my favorite. This one may be my favorite. It's so silky and creamy, but literally contains no cream. If you want to make this fully plant-based, just omit the Parmesan. Cashews give it that richness, that body, and then the miso just brings it that kind of round, salty earthiness. The little touch of sweetness from the carrots as well is just a delight. And then that tiny lift of the lemon zest, it's just so delicious. Pasta in the pan, creamy carrot sauce. And then just serve up with a little bit of fresh parsley, an extra grating of Parmesan always. If you're someone who likes a carbonara or a mac and cheese, that lovely kind of unctuous feeling pasta, then you will love this one. It just coats and oozes into every single little nook and cranny of the pasta. Okay, I actually do think this one is my favorite. This is so good that even though I'm tasting like my third bowl of pasta, I could literally demolish this whole thing. I loved this video. I hope you guys find it super useful. I'm gonna pop all of the recipes down below in the description. If you want to see more of this style of content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. You can continue to get recipes that you want to eat, but designed by a nutritionist. Let me know in the comments which one is a bit of you. And if you make them, I always love to hear your feedback. I think today is gonna be carrot and miso. I will see you guys next week.